Hey everybody, this is Brian Triscardo with a new video for you guys. Today's review is one of the best sequels to ever come out in Hollywood history. And that best sequel is no other than Terminator 2 Judgment Day. Now, of course, this is going to be a good review, a good review because who the hell doesn't like Terminator 2? Everybody loves Terminator 2. Everybody. And if you don't like Terminator 2, then you have shitty taste. So, anyways, in this sequel, you know, this movie is basically one of the best sequels of all time. You know, it takes place 11 years after the original Terminator, with a young John Connor, who's played by Edward Furlong, and the key to civilization's victory over a future robot uprising is the target of the shape-shifting T-1000, who's played by Robert Patrick. Really great actor. Terminator sent from the future to kill him. Another Terminator, the revamped T-800, Arnold Schwarzenegger, has been sent back to protect the boy, as John and his mother, Linda, played by Linda Hamilton, go on the run with the T-800. The boy forms an unexpected bond with the robot. Yeah, Terminator 2 features thrilling action sequences, eye-popping visual effects, but what takes the sci-fi action landmark to the next level is the depth of the human and cyber characters, so on and so forth. You know, it's great that I'm doing a 35th anniversary type review of celebrating its release, and I can see why it's being released in theaters currently this coming August, because a lot of people love this movie. It's considered the ultimate classic. Outstanding acting by performance by Arnold Schwarzenegger and Robert Patrick and the rest of the cast. It is the greatest movie of all time. It combines every possible genre, excluding romance, western, animation. Is absolutely spectacular. There's nothing quite like Terminator 2. You know, it improves on its procedure in nearly every way. James Cameron expands the mythology while delivering spectacular action, meaningful character development, and one of the strongest emotional stories in the genre. Sarah Connor, John Connor, and the reprogrammed T-800 all experience the all experience genuine growth. Their evolving relationship gives the film a surprising amount of heart. Arnold Schwarzenegger and Linda Hamilton both deliver career-defining performances, while Robert Patrick's T-1000 remains one of the cinema's greatest action villains. The groundbreaking visual effects still impress, and every chase and action sequence is staged with remarkable clarity and excitement. Many of the film's innovations have since become action movie standards, but that only highlights how influential Terminator 2 truly was. It's hard to see 2 or 3 stars from the people. Exactly, because you have shitty taste. Why would you rate it low? Like you must be some kind of you know. I'm not being an ass or anything, but you must be a sensitive pussy that can't take the greatness of this movie, and you just want something to complain about because it's not politically incorrect or what this and nine and third. Just that it's no near as politically correct as Terminator Genesis. If you can't handle a really edgy kick-ass movie like this, then it's not for you. Just stop trying to give low ratings, because no one gives a crap about your opinion. Your opinion is invalid and null and void. So I'll go get therapy or something, and go cry to your boyfriend, if you hate this movie. Anyways, perfect, a perfect much of a perfect movie. My only slight complaint is that certain moments are similar to the first, which makes the first two movies seem similar. For once in a lifetime, the sequel has always been better than the original. It has great twists and turns, and it has better graphics. Just overall, Hollywood needs to take notes. Terminator 2 is honestly one of the best action movies of all time. It hooks you from the start and doesn't let up. The action is wild, the effects were way ahead of their time, and it actually has a lot of heart despite all the crazy chase scenes. What I loved most was the bond between the Terminator and John Connor. Seeing a machine start to care about human life was surprisingly deep. Arnie was just iconic in this role, probably his best performance ever, plus the T-1000 is still such a terrifying villain. The tension whenever he's on screen is unreal. It balances the sci-fi, suspense, and emotion perfectly so you're never bored. Even after 30 years, or should I say over 30 years, it still holds up as a total masterpiece and the gold standard for action sequels. I know I suck off this movie a lot, but the truth it's actually a fact that this movie is the goat of sequels, the goat of action movies that you just can't help but deny, not un, but refuse to deny that this movie is a masterpiece. It is way better than Avatar, and it's way better than any current film, any current film that James Cameron gives you now. I watched it over the years, but this is the first time I've seen it in years. You know, I can easily watch this movie 1,000 times more. It was preserved by Congress for a reason. This movie is like kind of movie that grabs you from like the first scene and never slows down. Action is intense. The futuristic story is still amazing. Arnold Schwarzenegger delivers like one of the coolest performances in history. Especially with those one-hit liners like "I'll be back" or "Hasta la vista, baby." Those are kick-ass lines. That will be stuck in your head rent free. You know, just love those lines. They're fun. They're a lot of fun. I also love that the kid, John and the Terminator, like they have such a great chemistry together. They just look like it's like they're buddies. They have such great chemistry together. It's one of the best things to ever see in this movie. You know, it's just something that I could never get tired of. It's got action, it's got emotion. It's like one of the best sequels Hollywood ever made. It's the movie that someone could be tired of watching more than one. This movie combines high-tech special effects with somber industrial cinematography to create a whole new cinematic visual style. Cold blue lighting, cold blue lightning, metallic textures, and fluid CGI sequences to fill the film with an atmosphere that evokes technology and destruction. With its perfect blend of adventure, drama, and breathtaking visuals, the film became a hallmark for any visually oriented science fiction movie. This movie is the godfather of action blockbusters, and that is technically a fact. Genuinely a fantastic sequel. I hope they don't screw it up with Rise of the Machines, but I don't know. I also have seen that one as well, and I'm definitely going to review that next, even though it's nowhere near as great as this one. Who the hell freaking low rated this fucking crap? I mean, who the fuck low rated this movie a 1.5 star? Stupid, mindless. right? Janice P. Janice P, let me tell you something. You're stupid and mindless because you have no idea how great this movie is. You can go screw yourself, bitch. Anyways, yeah, Super Sci-Fi even better than the first movie, and it has some cool music. When it comes to the music, right? I actually wish they would have gave us like really cool soundtracks, like not just like old school rock and roll. And I kind of wish they would have gave us like thrash metal because when I look at Terminator 2, I think of thrash metal, like Slayer, even old school Metallica. I think of when it comes to the theme. When it comes to the theme of Terminator 2, I think of old school thrash metal. Thrash metal should have been the soundtrack of Terminator 2. Especially the kids look like thrashers, right? That's supposed to be the cool thing, about this movie. It's like so much thrash. It's so fucking brutal and heavy. And scared a few soccer moms. At any rate, it's fucking badass. Yeah, it's 100. It's 100 gazillion thousand better than the first. The story is always better. The action is stronger. The Terminator is a good guy now. I find his relationship with John strong and engaging. Yeah, considering it to be the second best movie ever made, following only The Matrix. I'm not a fan of all of James Cameron's nor Arnold Schwarzenegger's work, but I do honestly rank this as the second best movie ever made. If I were to tasked with making that distinction essential viewing, you know, it's one of my top 10 favorites. Definitely 9 out of 10. There's some scenes that made me laugh and that I enjoy. Yeah, if anyone who hasn't seen Terminator 2, go check it out, please. You will not regret it. It is definitely the movie for you. Now, until then, or you can see it on theaters. You can see anyone who hasn't seen the movie. You can see it in theaters this August. I bet you there's going to be 250 something people pulling up to the theater, and everybody's going to be having a great time. Some of these younger viewers are going to get to watch it. Some of these Gen X guys are definitely going to, you know, definitely going to love the shit out of this movie. So yeah, and if any of you fucking pussies don't want to fucking watch it and want to low rate, you know, all you woke pussy motherfuckers want to fucking low rate. How about this? Go fuck yourself, pussies. Because I hate these fucking pussies. I hate. Imagine if Terminator 2 came out today, it would have been boycotted. It would have been all that. It would have been considered a lot of people would have a lot of problems with it. It wouldn't happen today if it came out right now. But guess what? You can't stop it from making it to the big screen. If you can't handle kick-ass movies like this, then don't watch it. And go cry to your fucking boyfriend, pussy. Anyways, I will be returning for another review, so stay tuned. Have a great day, and remember, hasta la vista, pussies.